1-9, we're jumping all over the place. I don't like how chapter 1 is set up, so I actually split it. Do you have a question? Yes. I got a quieter pencil sharpener. So the one on the right now is only for number 2 pencils, regular pencils. The one on the left is for colored pencils. So this one should be quieter and not make that horrible squeal that the other one was. But we're going to jump all over. Today we're going to jump all the way to 1-9. Tomorrow we're going to jump back to 1-8. And then we're going to go to 110. So we jump all over the place, but we'll get everything covered that we need to. All right. A square root. A square root of a number is one of its 2 equal factors. Numbers such as 1, 4, 9, 16, and 25 are called perfect squares because they're squares of integers. So today you're going to see the square root symbol, which is like a big checkbox. And when you put a number in there, you're asking yourself, how do I find that number by multiplying the same number by itself? So if I put 25 in here, the square root of 25, you ask yourself, what number times itself gives you 25? 5. So the square root of 25 is 5. Okay? You're not going to have a calculator today. You're going to get to use this chart, and you guys know most of them, I'm pretty sure already. And we'll have the rest taken care of by the time we hit your test. Okay? So squared means that number times itself. So 1 squared is 1 times 1, which is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3, 9. 4 times 4, 16. 5 times 5, 25. 6 times 6, 36. 7 times 7, 8 times 8, 9 times 9, 10 times 10, 100. Most likely you know those just boom, 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 your math facts under 10. Okay, let's see how far you can get on this list. 11 times 11, 121, good. 12 times 12, excellent. 13 times 13, that's usually where it ends. 169. 14 times 14 is 196. 15 times 15 is 225. And 16 times 16 is 256. So today's whole lesson is called estimating roots. And roots we talked about are what number times itself gives me the root I'm looking for. What's it mean to estimate? Not really a guess.
Educated guess. That's
Brent?
hypothesis.
Like you round.
That's exactly the word I was looking for. Okay? Somebody could say to you, I went on my family vacation. It was 932.75 miles away. And you're going to go, oh, okay. You'd be less annoyed if they just said, like, we went on a vacation that was like almost 950 miles away. Agreed? Or I went for a run today. I ran 0.7325 miles. Cool. I ran just under a mile. Oh, all right. So an estimation is going to give us a rounded response that is most appropriate. Okay? So I have all these numbers written down, but not every number is a perfect square. Okay? The square root of 8. The square root of 8 is going to fall somewhere in here between 4 and 9, yes? 2 squared gives me 4. 3 squared gives me 9. I need to think of a number multiplied by itself that gives me 8. Well, is there another whole number between 2 and 3? Not a whole number. There's lots of decimals, right? We don't want a decimal today. We're going to make an estimation. So I know the square root of 8 is going to fall between 2 and 3. Here's 2. Here's 3. just so we remind ourselves, sorry, that zooms in and out. The square root of 4 is 2, and the square root of 9 is 3. So my question is, where's the square root of 8 fall? On the left, in the middle, on the right? Where's the square root of 8 on that number line?
I'm just gonna make a guess here.
Okay.
2.9 or like 1 before the 3.
So you're thinking maybe like here?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Do you think that's an appropriate place? I think he's spot on. Well, isn't 8 right before 9? Bigger than 4, yes? So we know that the square root of 8 is going to be between 2 and 3, but definitely closer to 9 because 8 is closer to 9. So we're trying to estimate what we think the square root of 8 is. Well, I would say it's about 3. I'm not telling you it is 3, but it's about 3. So today we have to find what integers it's going to fall between. Let's look at the next one. It says estimate the square root of 83 to the nearest integer. So I'm going to put the square root of 83 right smack dab in the middle. I need to find what square root is a little bit smaller and what square root is a little bit bigger. So in your chart up above, we need to find in the numbers you filled in where 83 falls between. What two numbers does 83 fall between that you wrote down? Aiden?
81 and 100.
Does everybody agree it would fall in between these two? Okay, so that means the square root of 81 is smaller and the square root of 100 is bigger. Now, what number multiplied itself by itself gave you 81? 9. What number multiplied by itself gave you 100? 10. Now you ask yourself, is the square root of 83 going to be a better estimate to 9 or to 10? 9. Why? Very good. 83 is closer to 81. This is what you're doing all day today. You're not actually calculating the decimal. You're using your chart to be able to figure out where it falls between. Let's do another one. What if I gave you the square root of 150? You on your own right now, put the square root a little bit smaller and the square root a little bit bigger, and then tell me which integer you want to round to. We're going to come back together in just a minute. What square root's just smaller than 150? 144, which is calculated from what number? 12. Which one's just a little bit bigger? 169, which really is 13. All right. 12 or 13? 12. It's only 6 away there versus 19 away. Awesome job. I'm going to throw you one curveball, okay? We just did square roots. What number times itself twice? So 5 times 5, 4 times 4, 12 times 12. Now we're going to work with cube roots. Cube roots is when you have 3 equal factors. So now we're going to multiply numbers together 3 times. Again, I will help you with this, but listen to what I'm saying to you before you shout an answer, okay? 1 times 1 is times 1. 1. 2 times 2 times 2. Good. 3 times 3 times 3. 27. 4 times 4 times 4.
64.
Nicely done.
Wow.
5 times 5. 25. Times 5. 125. 6 times 6 times 6. 216. I'll give you the rest of these. 7 cubed, 343. 8 cubed, 512. Because I'm a genius. 9 cubed is, oh, I'm waiting for you guys. Nope, 729, sorry. This last one you can do. 10 times 10, 100 times 10, 1,000. I'll tell you the reason I know them is because you'll memorize them by the time you get out of high school because you use them in all of your classes. I would say even by the middle of next week, you'll have them memorized. And I'm just a genius. You asked me a question. I was giving you the answer. Okay, so we're going to do the same exact thing, but now we're dealing with cube roots. And the reason we know we're dealing with cube roots is because we have a 3 here. So it says estimate the cube root of 320. So put the cube root of 320 in the middle. Now using your chart, we need to find the cube root, the chart on the bottom, that's a little bit smaller and a little bit bigger. What cube root is just a little bit smaller? 216, which really is 6, right? And what cube root's just a little bit bigger? Don't go too far. 343, which is 7. What are you estimating, 6 or 7? 7. So if I'm going to be honest with you, today's lesson is not terribly difficult because you have a chart with all of the numbers in it. But the difficulty is you got to pay attention. If you have a cube root, the little 3, you got to use the bottom chart. If it's just the plain check mark, the square root, you got to use the top chart. All right, I'm going to make you practice this. Flip the page over. Cross off the square root of 35. Cross off the cube root of 25. Right now, on your own, I want you to do those remaining 4. Okay? Then we're going to come back together. This is a checkpoint for you to go like, yes, I know what I'm doing, or OMG, I need some help here. So on your own, find me the estimation to the nearest integer.
What if it's the same distance?
There's not one.
Oh, the one.
Do all 4 of the highlighted ones for me. All right, the square root of 44.8. What's right below that? Square root of 36, which really is 6. And above it would be the square root of, which is, which one you picking? 7. 44.8 would only be, what, 4.2 away? 36 to, and even if you take the decimal out, 36 to 44 is 8 away. Just under the square root of 170. 169, which is 13. And just above, which is, which one you picking? 13. All right, now we switch to cubed roots. Just under the cubed root of 62 would be, which is 3. And just above is the cubed root of 64, which is 4. Which one you picking? 4. The cube root of 129.6, just below it, the cube root of, which is, very good, and above it, the cube root of, which is, which one you picking? 5. 125 to 129 is only 4 away. Otherwise, you got to go clear up to 200. It's almost 100 away. Okay? So the first 12 problems on your homework, this is exactly the work you have to show me. Show me what's below it, what's above it, and then box in which integer you're picking. Okay? Last thing that you're going to do today. I'm going to give you a set of numbers, and you need to order them from the least to the greatest, so the smallest to the largest. You're like, got this. 7, I know what 7 is. 9, I know what 9 is. Square root of 50, I don't know what that is. And the square root of 85, I don't know what that is. But using what you just did in estimating, we can talk about approximately what it is, right? The square root of 50 is about what? 7. Is it bigger than 7 or smaller than 7? How do you know it's bigger? You're right.
Because the thing is 49.
Very good. 7 is 49. 50 is bigger than 49. So we know the square root of 50 is going to be just above 7. How about the square root of 85?
Bigger.
Bigger than 9 or smaller than 9? Bigger than 9? Okay. All right. Now we need to put these in order. We have to use the original format they gave us. They gave us the number 7. They gave us the number 9. They gave us the square root of 50 and the square root of 85. Which one's the smallest? 7. Then
7. I mean,
you got to use the original. The square root of 50, very good. Then 9. Then square root of 85. That's your answer. Make sure you use the original format that they gave you. You're giving me an estimation. I don't care if this is 7.1 or 7.2. I just know that it's bigger than this 7, but it's smaller than 9. Okay? All right. I want you to try this one on your own. Be careful. There's a cube root and a square root. Use the right charts. Use the right charts, please. Cubed root of 105. What's your best estimate on that one? Bigger or smaller? Smaller than 5? Because 5 is 125, right? And 7 and 5 we know. Square root of 38. Bigger than 6. Because 6 would really be 36, right? Whoops, why then I wrote 36. Okay. So the numbers, how you would say them out loud, are the cubed root of 105, 7, 5, and the square root of 38. Which one's the smallest? The cubed root of 105, then would be 5, then would be square root of 38 because it's just over 6, and then 7. On the very back of your worksheet, 13, 14, and 15 are exactly this. Okay? So your homework assignment today is 15 problems, and you're going to get the rest of the hour to work, and honestly, probably 90% of people have gotten it done in class today. What's the most annoying part is back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. So just separate them. Flip this over. When you get done, there's a stapler on the back. Staple them back together. Bring this tomorrow, because this is what we're grading. And also bring your math book. Okay? If you get done before the hour is over, find something to do. I will be sure to still give you your 2-minute warning so you have time to pack up. No. Okay? All right. The rest of the hour is